everyone, welcome back to the Convos podcast, where we get down to the nitty-gritty aspects of life. We have new main episodes every other Monday, and new sub-series episodes in the Wednesdays in between. Make sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and check us out on YouTube. Make sure to also follow us on Instagram at the Convos podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoy! Hey everyone, welcome back to another cafeteria conversation. My name is Naman, and today hosting with me, we have Emma and our good friend, a very special guest, Claire Liu.
Hi Claire.
Hello. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm Claire. I'm pretty good.
That is good.
How are you?
I'm doing swell. How are you doing, Naman?
I'm doing A-okay. I'm doing A-okay.
Alright. Whoa, okay, wait, Claire's screen froze for me and her fingers are in the air. But that's it.
I'm so sorry. Hello?
Oh, nah, Whoa.
Hello?
There are hands everywhere. That's cool. A treat for the YouTube viewers.
It's not bad.
Sorry.
It's
okay.
It's okay.
Okay, cool.
That's cool. They're just fingers on the screen. To start off, Claire, do you have any fun facts about yourself? Or just one fun fact about yourself? Something really weird.
Fun fact, something weird. I have more metal in my body than I should. I have the basis things behind my that's permanently there for the rest of my life. And I also have lead in my leg.
Oh?
So
okay.
That's fun. Makes me feel like Cyborg from Teen Titans, but that is okay. Anyway.
Well,
cool.
Why do you have lead in your leg? May I ask?
I remember I was a small child. Anyway. Yeah. Fun fact. It's over. You guys
okay. Yes, once I was a small child, lead in leg.
Alright,
so
besides
this episode is about grabbing leadership opportunities. And we thought Claire was a really good guest for that, because Claire is a very involved person in school and in the community. So I thought we could start off with asking you about in school, because we're in school. Do you have any...
Wait, but what about how we met, Emma?
Oh, right! Sorry. Okay. Do you want me to go first or do you want Naman to go first? Naman, do you want to share your meeting Claire experience? Because I'm involved.
How I met Claire. I met Claire at Emma's birthday party. Emma's birthday party in grade 9. She had a birthday party at a karaoke bar. And, Claire was there. And I was there. And that's how we met. And then, yeah.
Nice.
Basically.
Yeah.
Nice.
I met Claire the year before when we went to band camp together because we were very cool people. I thought Claire was really cool. Because... Well, your hair was an idea. I can't remember why I thought you were cool. I was like... But
yeah, I was so plain before. I look regular.
Listen. Also, we had the same hair. I thought that was sick. But yeah, then I think we just became friends. You became friends with another friend first, and then...
Yes.
I joined the group.
And then we were friends.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah,
anyway.
That is very fun time. Band camp was very swell.
Good experience.
We've gone through how we met. We've gone through who Claire is, or a little bit, or how she has lead poisoning.
Lead in her leg.
So on to leadership opportunities. Great. Claire knows a good chunk about leadership opportunities. She's done her fair share in school and in the community. So let's start with in school. Claire, do you have a few off the top of your head in school leadership opportunities which you...
Yeah, I do. I joined a lot of clubs in grade 9. Obviously, as you get to the older years, they dwindle down because you get your priorities straight. But just off the top of my head, I was in DECA, yearbook, music and stuff. So reps, so that took up time, and then SAC and create and I think that is it. Oh, and then I was also in salsa club. Salsa club was really fun. But I don't know if they're not running anymore because it is like, I don't know why they're not running anymore. But Sunny salsa club was really fun. We danced. But now like in grade 12, because I'm in grade 12, I'm in SAC and Create. But we're talking about in school first. So yeah, I'm in SAC, and that is my school student council. Yeah. Are you guys in anything within school?
Well, yes, Emma and I are both also in SAC, our school student council. Emma and I are also both in music council, and we do a lot of things. Why do we do a lot of things? Oh man. Anyway,
It really depends, because I feel like a lot of school extracurriculars that are like this music council, like a council, they're full of roles. You know, it's not just like a club you're in. You go after school one day and you're like, yeah, let's hang out like salsa club or like the Alliance. Oh my god, the Alliance.
Yeah, don't diss salsa club, dude.
Yeah, salsa club was very fun.
There's a hierarchy though, you know. You're not told, oh, you're in this, you have to do this. You know, like I'm a newsletter for music council, so I oversee the putting together of the newsletter. And you're in slideshow this year?
Slideshow photos, yes.
Yes, so he puts together the slideshow.
And photos for the yearbook and stuff like that. Alright, don't sleep on the job.
But I feel like on student council, especially this year, it's hard to fulfill your... But Claire, you are student council co-pres, right?
Yes, I'm president along with my friend. I don't know if I can say their name. I'm president along with my friend. But yeah, basically, I joined SAC when I was in grade 9. And then obviously in grade 9, things were normal, as in there was no corona. So that was really fun. I really think like joining SAC was, you know, a coming of age experience. Very like, what is it called? Like turning point when you do like the story stuff. I feel like it was a big turning point in my life because, you know, like you're in this environment with like a bunch of older students who can be like your mentors and stuff. And I remember like even though actually I'll backtrack a bit. I remember when I was in like elementary school, actually I was student council so bad, like I don't even know why, but I just really wanted to. Like it seemed like so much fun. But then when I was in like grade 6, which is like you were allowed to run for student council starting grade 6, they just abolished student council in my elementary school, and they're like, we can't have student council anymore. And I was like so disappointed. I remember when I was literally in like grade 2, I would like write a speech in my head and like recite it to myself before I went to sleep, which is kind of embarrassing. But I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. But that never happened. So when I was in grade 9 and I saw that there were like election stuff happening, I was like, I will join. So yeah, I made my speech and I got it. So I was on student council, and it was a bit scary because also in my school, there's only 2 positions for grade 9s, and the rest are reserved for like higher up students. Mm-hmm. So I was like there with a bunch of intimidating older people, and it was kind of scary, but it was like nice to put myself out there and like join that new environment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. The putting yourself out there, because it's like your first year, especially in high school, it's your first year, and you're like, everyone's telling you this is how you make friends, you know? So you're like, okay, I gotta join, I gotta make friends, or else I'm gonna be lonely. No one's gonna know who I am. But yeah.
Yeah, no, student council wise, not as all this clear is I joined. This is my first year in council, grade 12. I'm pretty sure Emma, you've been on for 2 years now, right?
This is my second year, yeah. But I am the music rep again. I don't have a job.
Nice. I'm the spirit coordinator, so I coordinate the spirits. It's kind of tough it's kind of tough to coordinate spirits when you're online, but I do the announcements, which are pretty fun. I get to pick the music in the morning. If you have any music recommendations, just drop them. Anyway, but yeah, no. So, but yeah, when Claire was talking about how like you hop in grade 9 and you're like choosing a bunch of different things, and you kind of dwindle down and have like your set things where you have your priorities on. Like you can see that pretty often. Like I'm pretty sure in grade 9, dude, I wanted to join everything. I was like considering joining like Eco Club. Eco Club was don't get me wrong, Eco Club fantastic. Love what you guys do. Very important. But I just tried doing everything, man. I was like tried everything, but yeah, stuck to band, stuck to classics. I'm in classics as well. And then became part of their council / executive from grade 10 onwards until now. So yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess.
I did not do a lot. I should have gotten more involved. On the first day, you're supposed to like write your name down on the like sign up sheets for the clubs. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna join everything. So I joined the Alliance. I joined art club. That was it.
Wait,
Never mind, not everything.
Question.
Yes.
What is the Alliance? You keep mentioning it. Is it like what is it?
It's the like the LGBT and the allies. Yeah.
Oh,
like that
I
Alliance.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a Christian thing.
No.
Like Christian Alliance.
No, you're right though. You're right. I think. Oh no, never mind. The church has the word alliance in it, but I don't think it's the one at our school. Ours has.
Well, our school there's a club. Max was in that club.
What does the F stand for? What does the F stand for? Fellowship?
Fellowship. Yeah, fellowship.
Oh, okay. Yeah, anyway, that's not what I was in. I was
wrong. Maxwell.
I was in the gay one. I was trying to find friends who like the same stuff as me. But then I got the hoodie, but then I did not go back in grade 10.
SMH.
So.
SMH.
But getting back into involvement. So I guess the biggest thing for all of us, generally, I want to say, is that we wanted the experience because that's what everyone was saying. That's a high school experience.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything that you guys, after your 4 years of having the opportunity to experience this stuff, do you have anything you've picked up that is definitely going to stick with you for, I guess, the rest of your life?
For sure. Yeah, like we talk about a good chunk of this in like the resume episode. If you want to check that out, make sure to check it out. Great episode. We talk about like, the skills and stuff you do get when you're growing up. But I think, experience wise, I think it's huge joining these leadership opportunities and actually like, building your way up to a position of building kind of like up the ranks, I may say, as you grow, from grade 9 to grade 12. It's super important, and it's like kind of like a sense of pride as well when you see what your work has become as you kind of like age throughout your years.
Pokemon evolution.
Yes.
Pokemon, yeah. But yeah, there's like a sense of like, wow, I did this type of stuff. This is really cool. This is what I've accomplished, and it's also just like you get to teach younger grades, and that's how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is like very much character development because when you're in high school, you're like you're teen, you come in at like 13 and then you leave when you're basically like an adult, like 17, 18. So it's very much like your formative years. So joining like a bunch of different clubs and stuff, it really helps with, your character development. And like just looking back to how I was on like those councils when I was in grade 9 and 10 versus how I am now, I remember being so like shy and like not putting myself out there. And then now I'm like older and then I see the other grade 9s in that same position. And I can see like tangibly how much I've grown as a person. And it's kind of crazy.
Maybe in the future they'll have blue hair as well.
Oh god.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
More Claire's.
No, yeah, I don't know. It is just like really crazy to think about. Yes, I will end it off there.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Like definitely. Looking back, like when I'll think about what they let me do back in grade 9, like they were like, yeah, you'll shadow this person, or you'll have this little event during this big event. But now we're like heading the actual event, or like we're overseeing a whole committee. Like that's really crazy to me how much more responsibility we get just because we grew like 3 years.
Like I don't want to be like, I don't want to come off as like elitist, but it's like kind of cool, like realizing like, whoa, like I'm like leading meetings with my friend who are used to be in like grade 10 in this council. Right, we did nothing besides like put our hand up maybe once or twice, and like now we're like leading the meetings. It's kind of cool, just to see like, wow, these kids in the future will also hopefully potentially be leading the meetings, and there will be more kids, and that's really cool to think about.
The initiative lecture.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Claire also touched on how like it's character like a preteen and then you leave as like an adult. First of all,
why did you say that?
First of all, that's a very weird. I'm an adult in how long? It's March, bro. In like a
Less than a
month.
month. Oh my god.
That's crazy.
No.
Oh god, dude. Oh, that's so weird. Anyway,
Wait.
You're tried as an adult. If you commit a crime, you will go to jail for the full sentence.
thanks, Claire.
So don't commit crimes.
I also can.
That's your PSA right here.
I also can buy a lottery ticket. Nice. Or legally change my name. Anyway, enough about my age. Enough about my age. No, yeah, what Claire was talking about, the character development from you come in as a preteen, leave an adult. Like, this type of stuff is, like, crucial years, and it's really, like, shape. It'll give, like, a good base and a foundation for going into post-secondary. If you decide to do anything, go into the workplace, stuff like that. And it's really important, and yeah, it's really cool, like, that experience of just growing with a group of people with like-minded interests and gaining these traits from good role models, stuff like that. It's a very, I don't know what word to describe, but it's very nice.
Nice.
No, it definitely is like a very nice environment. Like when you bring up role models and mentors, like I feel that so much. Like when I was in grade 9, I became super close with this one dude who was also in student council, and he was 2 years older than me, and he was like so nice to me. Like I thought he was the coolest person ever, and I was this like lame little grade 9, and he decided to be my friend. And I felt so special because like when you're younger and you have older friends, it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
So cool,
I'm so
dude.
cool. I have older friends. So first of all, I felt so cool. Second of all, like I genuinely like since I looked up to this person so much and like admired them so much, and they were like this good role model, like they're actually good. I feel like I was able to adopt a bunch of those characteristics myself, and like I don't know, just going back to the idea of looking back at your younger self and seeing how much you've grown, like I can genuinely say, like I feel like because of my experience on these councils, like I've been able to grow so much, not just even as a leader, but like as like an individual. Not to be like sappy or anything, but it really does shape you. And then to touch upon like the leadership thing as well, it is so crazy that they give you so much responsibility just because you're older. It's like, whoa.
That's facts.
I don't know, because you sometimes like, yeah, I'll step back at a meeting and then I'm like, whoa, like if I wasn't here, the meeting wouldn't be running because I'm running the meeting. And that's so crazy to think about, how you're like an important cog in the machine. Like if you weren't there, it wouldn't be spinning. Whereas like when you first join, it's like, ooh, I could leave and they would be fine.
That's true. Okay, I don't know about you guys. I complain a lot. Sometimes, anytime something goes wrong, I complain. And I complain to my mom, and my mom will always say something like, "This is preparing you for the workforce. This is you getting used to weird people." And I'll be like, "No."
Oh no! I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with you.
Just a life of work.
She's right. Like learning, because of the involvement, because of these big groups, you meet lots of different people. You meet people with different work ethics than you, different motives than you, different ways that they reach their goals.
And how to deal with that.
Yeah, you have to get used to it, because this is like your team. You can't kick them out. You can't tell the teacher, I can't work with this person, because you're both on the council. This isn't a group project, like in that sense. So I guess in the workforce, if I ever meet, like, I don't know, another numbin, and I'd be like, I know how to deal with you.
Excuse me? I think I'm pretty easy to deal with, but that's just my opinion. I'm playing. But, we've touched a good bit about, in school opportunities and leadership and what it does to us. If you want to get more information about how it helps more in the future, make sure to check out our resume episode on our YouTube channel or Spotify.
Again. Just watch it twice.
Twice. Like it on 2 different accounts. Anyway, moving on from our school, when you branch out a little bit more, when you reach our community, do we have any like community leadership opportunities that we've done?
Nope.
Wow, what a great question, Norman.
That's why we have Claire today.
Oh, should I go?
Yes.
I guess.
Oh, okay, I will go. Cool. Okay, I'll go. I'm in this organization called Create Conference Council. We're a nonprofit organization, but we started out as a club at my school. But in 2019, we expanded to be a nonprofit organization. So now we are not affiliated with the school, and we are registered with the government. We had to do a lot of weird paperwork, and it was kind of confusing. But we're an NPO now, and that was really cool. And now we can, what is it called? Like, affect more people, because now we have a wider outreach.
Nice.
Cool.
I was gonna be like, oh yeah, my community leadership. I was on a hockey team. Wasn't even an assistant captain, but I was on a hockey team. Thanks.
I'm gonna sit here and listen.
No, I'm playing. That's really cool. No, really. When did you like join Create? Like, you said it started off as in your school, so I'm assuming you joined it when you were in school. Still, when it was in school, still, right?
So I started out as a club. So I joined also when I was in grade 9 because guess what? My friend on student council told me to join. So I was like, oh, I'll join. So look at that, good influences. So I joined in grade 9. Basically how Create is structured is that there's an annual conference. Now we have 2 each year, but that's because we expanded, but I'll get into that later. But it's basically an annual conference. It's 3 days, 2 nights. It was overnight, very fun time. Also in elementary school, I never got like overnight trips, so this was one of my first overnight trips, and I was so hyped. So I just went, expected like a fun time, came out with lasting memories and lasting friendships. And it's not even BS, because I actually like still talk to the people that I met at Create in like grade 9. And I don't know, it was just like a really, really positive experience. And again, like one of those like turning points in my life. I don't know. I feel like it was very important and very essential to my development, and I'm very grateful that I got the opportunity to join in grade 9. And now I am the co-pres of it along with my friend. But yeah, so that was really nice. I think Create like definitely had a very big part on my development and on just like being a good leader. Because how Create is structured also is that you can first attend as a delegate. However, you can also train to become like a maven, which are sort of like the team leaders. And then on top of that, you can become like an executive member. So I joined as a delegate in grade 9, and then I joined as a maven in grade 10. And let me just tell you, like now as an exec, and like the pres, when I do interviews for the mavens and I like try and pick mavens to lead the teams, like I know what I'm expecting out of them, right? So when I think back to how I was a maven, I was like, not a good maven. Like when I think back to how I was in grade 10, like I was not that good, if I'm being honest. Like I was pretty shy. I was paired with a grade 12, so they definitely like did more than me, and I was just not good. Obviously, if I went now, I'd be so good. But I'm not going now because I'm an exec. But I don't know. I think it's also cool because when you're in the younger grades, you're the one getting interviewed, but when you're in the older grades, you get to interview other people, and you have so much power, and it's so good.
That is fact.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
No, I don't mean that in like a power hungry way, but in like a way where it's like it's cool to be on the other end, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm excited for counts. It's just like
Oh god, we have to do that this year.
we do get to do it, right?
I guess so. We didn't do it last year.
I'm excited. Hopefully.
Oh, man.
Hopefully we can. Anyway. That's okay. So you said in 2019 that was like a shift from a school club to like a government official thing, right? Did you have like any like role in like, doing the paperwork and like the influence of like moving it into this whole government thing? And before that, how did you even like get like where'd the idea come from, and like how like did it even like spawn?
That is a very good question, Naman. Spawn. You play too much Minecraft.
Thanks.
What I was gonna say is what's the question? Oh, so actually I was a founding member. So I was an exec the year that we expanded. So again, in grade 9 I was delegate, grade 10 I was maven, and then in grade 11 I joined as an exec. And that in grade 11 is a year where we expanded. So like originally it'd been running well as a school club. It always run well, but the presidents of that year, they decided to make it like expand, and like they consulted us and we're like, oh yeah, like it would be a good idea to expand. One, just to increase like general outreach, because it was a really good opportunity and we wanted to give the opportunity to more students. But also too, just because there are like some conflicts with our school's administration, just in terms of what to include and what not to include. So just to have like more creative freedom and liberties in the planning process, we're just gonna do it ourselves. So after we just like emancipated and we just left as a school club. Like we left as a school club, and then we registered with the government. To be honest, like that part was like really confusing. Since we're like council, everyone has different roles. So I was the marketing executive that year. So I didn't have as big of a role in terms of like the government stuff or like the financial stuff. But everyone still helped, obviously. So there was just like a lot of like you have to get like a nonprofit organization number thing. Like you have to, if you search up like our council online, like we have like a legitimate page on like the government of Ontario website, which is so crazy. And then there's like a lot of financial things. So since before we were a school club, we got school funding. But obviously now we're broke because we weren't a part of the school anymore. So we were super broke. So we had to figure out a way to make money. So that year we actually held a garage sale, and it was really cute. Like honestly, that is one of my favorite creative experiences because we're on the council together, right? And you're on the council together and you're like working together, I guess. But we're all like really good friends too. So I remember we held like a garage sale and in one of the president's backyard, and then we like planned it so much. Like we put ads in the local newspaper, and then like a bunch of people came. We all put together our stuff that we didn't want anymore and sold it. And it was just a really wholesome experience. And I don't know, like I think out of these council things, I'm not trying to like shade other clubs, but I think like a lot of times people join clubs to like get the resume stuff, right? But I think it's also important to join these councils where you feel like a genuine sense of community and connection. And I genuinely felt that like with SAC and Create, like I feel like I had like a second family, to be honest. And I remember the night before conference, we all slept over at the president's house, and then we just slept over and drove there together. Okay, I hope we slept over together, and my parents don't know about that. But anyway, yeah, that was really fun.
Claire's parents do not interact.
Claire's parents.
They do not listen to Convos podcast. That's okay.
Yo, get them on that. Get your parents on the
Okay.
phone. Make sure that they have parents. Anyway, I'm playing. That's so cute. Oh, what the heck? Oh, dude.
Sounds like such a fun experience.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Every time I see you, like on my timeline on Instagram, I'll be like, look at my buddy Claire. Claire's thriving. She's doing so well. So I always wonder when I see you, I'm always thinking, I wonder how Claire feels, because you're part of a really big thing right now, you know? And I wanted to know, do you have any specific feeling towards that? Like, I guess you're kind of part of the blueprint, you know?
Jeez.
The club's turning into...
Thanks. Well, blueprint.
Ooh, but yeah.
Oh, look at your hair.
Wait,
I mean,
wait,
yeah.
for Spotify listeners.
Oh, I was making a joke. Like, hair.
Blueprint.
Yeah. That's such a funny joke. Thanks, guys.
Wait, for the record, people listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, Claire has blue hair.
I literally just said that.
I just said that, Norman.
Oh.
Why are you misogynistic?
I'm not.
You know
talking about Norman.
I'm not misogynistic. I just choose to tune Emma out specifically. Anyway.
Called me Ella earlier. Okay, yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, to answer Emma's question, because I listen to women, in terms of like general feelings, I don't know, sometimes it does get like a tad bit overwhelming, because like it is like you're in charge of like overseeing these like councils that are so important. But I definitely think a huge help has been having this like co-president system. Like it's so nice to have someone else to rely on, and like I'm sure vice versa, like they feel the same way, because like I know a lot of the time in the hierarchy of systems there's like president and vice president. I feel like just having someone else to rely on and know that they're just as responsible as me, like they're in the exact same boat, like it takes off such a huge burden, not burden because it's fun, but it takes off such a huge weight, like something together. And like 1 week I'm super swamped with homework, like I'll just ask them if they maybe like they can make the agenda for this week, and then vice versa. And it's just really nice to have someone to rely on. And also, since like for both the councils I'm on, I'm really good friends with my like fellow co-president. So it's just like it is just a really nice time to also like A, spend more time with them because we're working so closely together, and B, just like having such a like good, responsible person to rely on. Yes, I said rely on a lot, but that is the only word I can think of right now because I do not have time to pull up a thesaurus. Okay.
I always wondered, like the co-pres thing, if it bothered anyone, but that's actually that's a nice thing to know now.
I think I like the whole co-pres thing more than I do the traditional thing. But this is like unrelated to our like or the title, but this is a question about just hierarchy in clubs and stuff. Would you guys rather have a president system or so including co-pres and stuff like that, or just no ranks at all besides just grades? Like I know music council, right? We just don't have any like we have like our roles, but we have no president, we have no vice president, we have no like secretary, treasurer.
We have exec.
We just have exec.
Yeah,
and
I like that better because I feel like it gives more people opportunity to branch out and take leadership roles, because I know I feel less like involved when I'm in a lower rank.
That makes sense. I think like I think it all really depends on the council at hand, I guess. I think music can get away with it because it's just like music, there's so many aspects. We have a lot of like, there's like a bunch of like events, there's a bunch of like the database and everything, there's like a bunch of newsletters that go out, a bunch of like promo stuff that goes out, a bunch of like concerts and stuff like that, and like having like a head for each thing it's impossible to do, just because like, so let's say you have like the president, vice president, concert head, promo head, treasurer, money head, like that's way too much work because everything happens all like periodically. And it's like...
Yeah, and it's more specified too, like our year-round stuff. It's not really like student council where every month we have a new thing. Does that make sense? I don't know, that sound like the same thing. But I feel like student council, there's a hierarchy because there needs to be that order to demonstrate how we are going to go about this year. With music council, everything is the same every year.
Yeah.
Or at least it should be. And we have the planning is a lot of like, oh, what kind of theme should we do? What kind of decorations should we use? What kind of we never do new stuff, so it's more teaching the younger kids so that they can pass it on. So that's why we don't have a hierarchy in roles, because anyone can be doing that thing. We don't want it to limit to one person.
But going back to the co-pres thing, I think it's really cool. And I'm going to relate it to, like, student council, but, like, at a much lower level. Because I'm not president of student council. I'm, as you know, the spirit coordinator, and I do the announcement. And I have a buddy with me who also does announcement. She's great. But sometimes I can't make the announcements. So I'll be like, yo, want to do the announcements? And they're like, yeah, sure, I'll do the announcements. Want to do the announcements then? I'll be like, yeah, sure. I know it's different levels, but...
No, your announcements are very important. Very important.
Yes, Oh Canada. Without you...
Canada, on Spotify.
Without you, where would our patriotism be? Nowhere.
Yes.
Exactly. I like to think of myself at the same level as the president. I'm kidding. I
am the president.
I am the president.
On all levels, but physical, I am the president.
on all levels except literal. Yeah, I'm the president. I'm playing. If you're listening to this, presidents, I'm sorry, it's a joke.
We love you.
You guys do amazing jobs. Love you. No, but that's sick. That's very admirable. Like I talked to Claire, and like it's like she does this like one thing with student council while like simultaneously doing her homework and like walking her dog, and it's like, dude, I don't know how she does it, but hey, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, like I said, my buddy Claire is thriving.
My buddy Claire is thriving.
You're so cute. My buddy Emma. I hope you're also thriving.
So you touched on conference. Do you want to like more like elaborate on what conference is? What you conference. What is this conference, Create Conference?
Conference is such a fun time. You should definitely come out. Obviously, this year it has been online because you're following public health and safety regulations, and we also just don't want to die. But I'll talk about how it was in the past first and how it is now. So in the past, we would host it at this campground-ish area. And basically how it's structured is you're put into different teams led by a pair of mavens, which we trained, and you go through different leadership, self-awareness, and just like team building exercises. I generally fun time. So you spend most of the time in your own groups, like getting to know everyone, like playing games together, and also going through like prompt planning sessions, which I'll get to afterwards, which is a community involvement aspect to it. But I'll backtrack for a bit. You spend most of the time with your team, but there's also different areas and different sessions where you would like go out and just play games with people. So there's like campground activities where you can like partake in some of the campground activities. So there's like rock climbing, there's like fire building, there's like forest games because it's like a forest area. I don't know, it's like a really swell time. There's also this one maze there that's really fun, and I always get lost even though I've been there like every single year, obviously except this year. And by the second year, there are literally people who memorize the maze, and I don't know how they do it, but I get lost every single time. And other than that, there's also a really cool campfire that happens. Like we roast s'mores, everyone gets food, it's really yummy, sing cute songs, just the general camp experience. But then I think what differentiated Create for me from like all the other camps I've been to was genuinely like the connections I formed with people. There are like these like relatively like deep sessions. I don't want to spoil it if you ever come out, but it just like really bonds your team together, and it's just like really nice like being vulnerable with this like group of people, and like having this group of people that you can like talk to and like feel comfortable around. And it's only 3 days, but you genuinely form like such close relationships. Yeah, I don't know. It is just a great experience. I really enjoyed it in grade 9, hence why I joined again in grade 10 and 11 and 12. But now it's online, of course. So me, along with the other co-president and my wonderful, wonderful team. Oh my gosh. Like, I think, actually, I'll talk about this later. I don't want to go on a tangent. But we planned for the online conference this year. And it was completely different, obviously, because it was online. So a lot of the things wouldn't adapt directly. So we spent like a lot of time trying to like work on it. And again, like I'm so grateful for such a great team to work with. Everyone worked so much. We would call every Sunday from like 6 p.m. to like 9. We have exact meetings from like 6 to 9, but after that, when we did Maven training, we would do like Maven. We do Maven training from like 4 to 6, then call from 6 to 9 every Sunday. And it would take up our entire Sunday evening. Sometimes we would go like way overtime. But like it didn't even feel like a chore because the entire exec team was so close. And even now, like when you don't have to meet up, sometimes we'll just like call and like play games and talk to each other. And I don't know, it is just a really great experience. We hosted a conference this year. Naman attended. We hosted 2 conferences for the first time ever. We had a fall conference and a winter conference. And even though like we couldn't do the things they usually do in person, I feel like it still like was a pretty good time. And I hope people enjoyed it. But yeah.
I was gonna testament to it.
Yeah.
As Claire said, I was at one of the conferences 2-3 months back, but it's been like 2-3 months, and I still talk to people who were in my group like on a regular basis. Just kind of confirming what Claire was talking about. Even though mine was online, which is a completely different experience to what it probably would have been in person. Of course, that's probably self-explanatory why. But I still have like such close relationships with people I met on a screen for like 8 hours. Like it's pretty wild. Like, Claire did a fantastic job. Not trying to gas Claire here, but Create and the exec team and everyone did a fantastic job with like how just they did a fantastic job. Putting everything together. Online's pretty tough, but it was still really, really fun. And yes, no worries.
Thanks, Naman. Glad you enjoyed. Yeah, I think there was. I said I was going to talk about it and then I didn't. But we do this thing called prompt planning, and it's basically the community involvement aspect. So teams, not only do they form these amazing bonds, they also give back to the community. Wow, something to write on your resume. Wow, also something to get volunteer hours for. So insane. You should join. But basically, you're assigned a prompt. So whether it be like environmental, academic, social wellness, and then just like different forms of wellness. And within your team, you try and like create an initiative to just give back to your community. You're also given money to do this, so you have funding, which is great because I know like a lot of times people want to do things, but they don't have the like financial support to do it. So each team is given funding, which is really nice to execute your prompt, and it's just like a good way to give back to the community. So yeah, that is that.
Nice.
So, you're so dedicated to it.
Yeah, it's actually like, really like it's admirable. Like really, it's like wow. You put so much into.
That's all I wanted to say.
I'm
So dedicated.
Thank you.
Again, not trying to gas Claire.
Yeah, I don't know.
But like you know, she talks all about create SAC, but like wow, there's so much to Claire. Kind of really cool. So cool. Good job.
Lol. Speaking. Oh, thanks. Lol. Speaking of like Emma saying like dedication, I thought something I wanted to touch upon was the importance of like a team.
Mm-hmm.
I think not the only reason, obviously I enjoy my time on the council, but a big part of why I'm so dedicated to it is because I have such a freaking good team, both on SAC and Create. Like, not only is everyone so dedicated as well, like everyone is so close and such a good community. And like I said earlier, like whenever we would do these like freaking 7-hour phone calls to work, like it didn't even feel like work because we were all just like chatting and having a good time. And I think like a really big part that, not to gas myself, but that differentiates like these kinds of clubs from other ones is like the kind of atmosphere you create within your team. Like I think it's so important to like focus on the team building aspects, like get close with your team, like not even just on Create but on SAC as well, like having the time to like bond with everyone and become friends, because it's like, I don't know, it's not just some like council you join to like write on your resume. Like it's genuinely like a family. And I know that sounds so cringe. Like even when I wrote this type of thing on my like uni apps, I was like, when I said second family, this sounds so cringe and fake, but it's not even fake. Like it's not, I swear. Like I'm just very grateful for everyone on my team, and they do an amazing job. And I definitely could not do it without them. Yes. I definitely couldn't do without them. I think that's right. Yes.
Oh, that's really
I think that's one of the bigger things for like school involvement, or just I guess involvement in general, because there's always that one event I feel like that brings everyone super close.
That's facts.
Like
that's
for music council, it was retreat, and it was staying up until 3 a.m. talking and playing like What Do You Mean? And listening to music together.
And there's some councils which you can like I'm in a variety of things as I've said, not as cool as Claire, but anyway, I'm in a good chunk of things, and it's like the clubs which I've actually have a connection with the people in, I enjoy, and I actively reach out for more. I'm like, hey, I can do this. Hey, I'll try this. I do that so much more with a group of people who I'm, much more comfortable with. Like, I love SAC. I think SAC is amazing. I enjoy being on SAC. But I can tell there's a difference between, the amount of stuff I do on SAC versus how dedicated I am to music council and classic exec. I've sadly known Emma for since grade 5. Dude, how long have we known each other now?
4. When we met, you were 9.
Almost 10 years, dude. Oh, dude, that's so cringe. Anyway, I've known Emma for a while. I've known Matthew Gluska, the guy, other co-host, other guy, my bad. I've also sadly known him for almost 10 years now. I've grown up with a lot of these people, and it shows. I'm much more comfortable in talking in that type of council, and even on classic exec, it's wow, I want to be like, I want to do all this type of stuff. I want to like reach my hands out and try and help other people. Of course, I still am the same way in student council. Don't get me wrong. I always want to help people. Thanks for the visuals, guys. I always want to help. Out. Thanks for reaching out to me. I always want to help and stuff, but it's just like you can feel like the connection between your team and your craft, basically, and it's like that's a very, very big part of everything about councils, really.
Yeah. For people who are thinking of joining and getting involved with your different communities and different clubs, I strongly suggest that if you want to enjoy it, really dedicate yourself to it, and when you do that, make sure you make friends along the way. Like, that is probably the biggest thing, not just the what you contribute and the stuff that comes with it, but the friends. I gotta say, that's what really keeps you going, you know?
No,
like, if
sure.
all my friends just suddenly dropped the councils I was in, then what?
and of course it's like tough to be like to be in a council, like especially in grade 9. There are people who are like 2 feet taller than me. How am I like it's tough, it's scary, and it's like, how do I make friends? But I guess the best way to make friends is really just stick in that type of stuff. Like dedicate yourself to this, and like just like be involved in grade 9, and as you grow, and eventually you will find other people in the council who are dedicated and involved, and you will bond over that, and you will realize that you have more in common.
Yes, only if you like it, though. Only if you like it. Don't force yourself to do something stupid.
Don't force yourself to say something. Yeah.
Facts.
I
think like a lot of. Oh yes.
No, go for it, Claire.
Oh, okay. I will continue. Cool. I was just gonna say, I think a lot of the times in councils, or just like any club, it definitely is like you get what you put into it. You know, like it's really important to take initiative, because like especially if you go into a council and you have like a like lower quote unquote role. So like if you're just, I feel like a grade representative as compared to like the execs, you might think you can't do as much just because you don't have like as much hierarchy or power or whatever. But like, don't be afraid to take initiative, because chances are, like, first of all, people appreciate like your drive and determination, but second of all, like when you take initiative and you like actively seek out these opportunities to like not only do things but get closer to the people around you, like you end up getting closer to the people around you and you end up enjoying yourself. Like it's a cycle, because if you put yourself out there, you get closer, and if you get closer, you get more out of it. Like it's more fun. Anyway, in conclusion, you should just put yourself out there and take initiative, because that is very good for both you and your council. It is a symbiotic relationship. I took grade 11 bio.
Oh, okay. Women in STEM.
Women in STEM.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's great. That's basically all the advice. I guess we've talked about how councils have worked, what we do, how we enjoy them, advice. I guess a big thing that kind of is like a big thing in councils, and like everything has kind of shifted gears, is, well, obviously COVID-19, the whole the pandemic and everything kind of just it's caused everything to take a step back. Especially in school and clubs and stuff. It's so tough, dude. It sucks. Well, that's stating the obvious, kind of. But I guess, starting with school, how has COVID-19 affected your guys' leadership?
Wait, sorry. I think you kind of cut out.
Uh-oh.
How did it affect what?
How did it affect your leadership opportunities?
Oh, okay. I can go. I guess like I already touched upon it a little bit with Create, so we did adapt to like the online model. But I definitely think like again, it's important to just like keep pushing forward, like and persevering, because this year, even though Create was online, I feel like even closer with my team this year than last year. Not to like shade the team last year. Last year's team was very great. But just like I don't know, just the people, like maybe it was because you're spending so much time together, like organizing this new conference that was so long. It's just like even though it was online, it definitely did not hinder our like connections with each other. And then in terms of SAC, I will say SAC was a bit harder, just because SAC is significantly larger. Like Crate is a pretty small team, and we work together, so it is like nice. But SAC, like the team is significantly larger. There's like 20-ish people. So obviously, like the connections are harder to form. I think like you guys said before with your music retreat, that's usually like the inciting event to get everyone close. And like for SAC, we had something called OSLC, which is like it's like overnight leadership conference that SAC would go to, and we would like bond and like do cute things in Niagara Falls. But obviously we couldn't do that this year, so it was like a bit harder. And I definitely noticed a huge correlation between like the amount of initiative people take / work people do, like with the closeness of the council.
For
like
sure.
in the councils, like in the previous years, like obviously everyone was close. Everyone like loved to take initiative. Like whenever there was a shopping trip we had to go on, people were like, oh, I want to go on a shopping trip, and they wouldn't even be able to fit the people in the car. Like they have to stuff people in the car. But now, like when we go on like shopping trips and stuff, or when we like just ask for participation, obviously it's like just a bit lower because people aren't as comfortable or familiar with each other.
For sure.
I think, like, honestly, there's not much you can do just because it is a different environment. But I did notice, like, after we had, like, our socials, I think socials are very important in, like, any, like, team. But after we had, like, our socials, everyone played games together. You know, we played Jackbox, played Cards Against Humanity. Everyone just sees an explicit side of each other, you know, in the non-work environment. It definitely helps improve team morale. People feel, like, a lot closer. And I think, like, that is just a way to like feel closer with your team. But again, obviously things are not the same, and I don't really know how to work around that, honestly. I feel like you can't really do that, but that's okay too, because you're trying your best.
For sure. And it's like as you said, like that team bonding experience is so important in like the output when you get to the actual work. And it's like, I think, you know, I talked earlier about like how student council, I'm not really like close with many of the people in student council besides like Emma. Kayla's also in student council, the other co-host, them, and like a few other people. And it's like, if this was to be a regular year and we were to have all of our events as they were, you know, like these in-person events, crazy spirit days, stuff like that, and all this like stuff that we do together, in-person meetings even, I think like that would just be like, we'd have much more of a connection, really, and that would help a lot. You know, it's a little bit easier. I feel bad for the new, not the grade 9s, the first years on the council. Like as I was saying, I know Emma, I know Kayla, I know my music council team for like however many years I've been with, like, known them, and I'm close with them. So that's why I'm able to talk in the Google Meet. I'm able to talk in the Zoom chat. Like, I'll be able to put myself out there. But the people, the grade 10s who don't know one another, who are the first time in this environment, it's like basically impossible to get like to have them speak up, and that's not their fault, of course. Like, I understand how scary it would be. I haven't been, well, I've been in grade 10, but online grade 10 is probably much tougher. Probably much tougher than it was when I was just simply grade 10. So yeah, no, COVID. Damn.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired. It's really exhausting having to not just move everything online, because especially with certain councils, I guess music council specifically, everything has been really traditional. You know, it's been the same events at the same time, at the same place, with the same games, activities, and stuff. So having to move it all online, and also at the same time trying to get everyone involved, because we've had to cut down on a lot of stuff, right? You know, you don't have decorations anymore, you don't have to get food anymore. So we've had to distribute roles to different people, make sure that they still feel involved, make sure that, you know, they stay on the council next year. That's another big thing, you know, passing it on. Because after this we graduate. It scares me a little knowing that they don't get the full experience, because music council and just councils in general are super fun. But this year, I guess it would be really hard to want to stick around because you don't get the full experience. This is how you're going to remember your grade 10 year or your grade 11 year, and you're going to think, what do I have to do this again next year? I didn't like this. This is so bad. You know? So I really hope that people do feel like people are aware that this year has been a strange outlier, and if they stick around next year, it won't be this bad. But Yeah.
Also, like on top of that, like I think the workload for in person is much different. Because as what Emma was saying, if you look specifically music council, it's like we have a bunch of people and you have to like kind of like delegate tasks on them, but we're kind of just like trying to fit everyone on something like, oh, here, hopefully you have something to do, right? Because we don't have, it's online. Like, how much can you really have? How many promo people can you have? How many photos can you have taken? How many people in the promo video could you have?
You have like 10 people on auditions.
We're hosting a talent show soon. We have like 10 people on auditions. Like, we're just watching. Anyway, it's like it's gonna be really tough when you go back to the regular school environment and you have like actual like going out like doing advertising and stuff like that, having like these decorations being bought, put up, all this like money stuff to deal with. That's gonna be really, really tough, and I really hope that things are held down. I'm nervous for them, but hopefully they can push through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you say like passing the torch, I think that is like very factuals, because obviously hopefully corona doesn't extend for like 3 more years, but because let's say like right now we're gonna graduate, so next year the grade 11s are gonna be in grade 12, so they'll be like leading everything, and the grade 11s have had the past 2 years as well to like gain experience and in-person experience. But let's say corona extends and you have like the grade 12s being people who have never even had an in-person experience and suddenly they have to do it in person. Like, that is really scary, because like you have no precedence for anything, and I don't know, hopefully that doesn't happen, because vaccine is coming out soon. Hopefully everything is fine.
Hopefully. I
guess
feel
at
bad
that
for the
point,
teachers, dude.
Yeah, but I guess at that point they have the opportunity to break from tradition if they really needed to. So I guess that's okay for them. Because when they're in grade 12, everyone who's been there has graduated, so they don't have people who are like, oh, but this thing was supposed to be there when I was in grade 11, like, you're gone, whatever.
Yeah.
So grade 9s, if that happens to you, do whatever you want. We give you permission to.
Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a weird year. Live sneeze.
Sorry. Wait, I lost it. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't sneeze. I lost it.
That was really anticlimactic.
Sorry, I'll pretend to.
Sorry.
Achoo!
Such a good president, giving the people what they want.
Yeah, look at this presidential.
The people need to sneeze.
Yeah, what can I say?
So we've talked about school being tough on with COVID, but I guess Claire touched a little bit about create being tough with the whole line. I can't speak. Sorry. With this whole COVID-19 pandemic going on, it's tough. But yeah, do you have anything to add about just how it's been tough with not only school but just like our community in general? Yeah, with like Korea and stuff like that.
Oh. I mean, yeah, I feel like I mentioned most of it about how everything has to adapt. I think like the thing that like honestly breaks my heart the most is that people who like maybe joined the council for the first time this year and they're in grade 12, like they're gonna leave and the only taste of the council or their experience is gonna be in this like online version, when I know and they know like it could have been so much better. Like, that honestly like breaks my heart, because like being on the council for like the past years, like I know how good it can be, and especially like in your last year you like finally get onto this council that maybe you've been like wanting to get on for, and then you just like graduate and you don't get the full experience, and that honestly like makes me so sad. And then like talking like about the grade join and they're all shy and they don't like talk during meetings, like again, you can't blame them because it's like an uncomfortable environment. And I just think back to like when I was in grade 9, I had that sort of like mentor figure in my life of like older kids like trying to like befriend me and like getting close with them and having older friends. And like obviously now I'm the older one and I want to like have that experience and have that relationship with them, but it makes it like a lot harder if it's like online. Like I can reach out, but like it's hard to like form these bonds like from scratch, like virtually,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I keep feeling like I'm double texting them. Like, hi guys, it's me again.
Hey, me. Oh,
Yeah.
Dang.
It is a bit unfortunate.
I hate ending on like bad note. This is
We're not ending on a bad note,
wait.
but everyone who is doing club and stuff out there, like, it is very good. Like, you're trying your best, and that is all that matters, because
facts.
you are trying to bring happiness in this like time of sadness, and you're like trying, and that is so important.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes, we recognize you. We see you.
We see you. We appreciate you.
we see you.
To send us home,
Yes.
to finish this off, Claire, do you have any more fun facts? Anything?
I really need to pee right now. I drank so
me
much
too.
water, and now I'm hyper aware of the amount of water I drank because of Nom and stupid
See?
counter.
Oh.
So now I really need to pee.
Nice.
Follow
You should
the
check out the
Capcom TikTok.
Follow the Capcom's TikTok. Thank you for the promo at Convos
No problem.
Podcast. Make sure to check it out. Fire TikToks. I pride myself in making good TikToks. You should check it
Yeah,
out.
Yes.
Nom also makes
Thank
TikTok
you,
for his
Nom.
classics page. But anyway,
Just saying, I'm pretty
Just
good
saying.
at. Yeah, I'm pretty good.
That's
at TikTok.
another getting involved. Thank you, Naman.
Oh, facts. This online thing has made me have.
The TikTok, what's it called? The
TikTok.
contribution.
Sorry. Anyway.
oh, isn't it crazy how we finish each other's sentences? Wow.
Thanks for finishing my sentence. But yes, this whole online thing has made me have the beautiful opportunity of making 2 to 3 TikToks weekly.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of TikToks.
They stress him out a lot.
Bro, they
I
stress
see
me
from firsthand. No one gets so stressed out from the TikTok.
Dude, I have to make a TikTok. Today's Wednesday, right? Tuesday. No.
Friday, right?
I'm gonna make one for Thursday. One.
Okay.
Anyway,
Thank you,
no worries.
Naman. I
No,
appreciate you.
I know. I do.
We see you.
You see, we recognize
You
you.
are seen.
Anyway, I guess that's all.
Not just online. Guys, get involved. If you're listening before high school, definitely look into ask friends that are in clubs and other organizations. See what you can do. See what interests you. See where you can build some bonds because they are very important to your character development.
Also, if you want more information about specific clubs, please feel free to DM clubs on Instagram or anything because clubs are not as scary as they seem. They're not ran by like a corporate. They're ran by just a student on like the council. It's like if you want to, because we talked about the experiences of Create, SAC, our music council. If you're like, let's say you're interested in Classics Club, for example. Shout out to Classics Club. But you want to know like what happens in a regular year. You don't really know what happens. DM them, talk to them, reach out to someone, and they will happily, just give you the taste of what the club actually is. If you have any questions, make sure to DM them as well.
Yes.
But anyway, I guess that's all. Do you have anything else to add here? No?
No, I think me and Emma both really need to pee. Yeah.
That is true.
No, gotta pee.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening to the Cafeteria Conversations podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys will stick around for the next few episodes coming out. Make sure to follow, hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Follow us if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You know the deal. Drop a like if you did. Share with your friends. Follow us on Instagram at Convos Podcast. Follow us on TikTok at the Convos Podcast. And have a great night. Oh, I dropped my. Have a great night, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you're chilling, whatever time zone you're at. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you,
Have a
thank
great
you, Claire.
night.
Yay,
Thank
Claire.
you guys.
Everybody, Claire.
Bye.